Hey, it's your boy 3MG. Wow, I'm hype. I got a subscriber request. Not only that, there were several of you guys asking me to do, a video on my reaction, on my thoughts on Drake's, back-to-back freestyle. So, and I'm happy to hear that because in my last video, I got a lot of good feedback. Whether you guys cared or not, or whether you guys are a fan of either two, I'm a fan of both. The thing is, I don't like too many songs from either party, right? And I'm not Meek Mill. Nah, there's a couple songs that I'm like, yo, those are bangers right there, right? And there's more songs though that I do like of Drake. But here's the thing. I'm gonna just first say this. Meek Mills came out with a response, but it was a troll video. It was like a 15-second troll video. It was called Beautiful Nightmare. And he was just more screaming, right? Because everybody was joking on him with the screaming shit and all the nonsense and fuckery, right? So he made that troll video. Now let me explain why that's fucking retarded to come out with something like that. First off, anyone who's a huge ass Meek Mill fan, Meek Mill's gonna kill Drake, they would have probably found that funny or fake, like that was funny. Now at first I thought it was a little bit funny. I was like, what the hell? But honestly, that's the corniest shit you can possibly do, considering that you're the one who came off saying, don't compare me to somebody who don't write their raps, right? So all this little bullshit that was going on, Drake responded with something small called Charged Up. But you started it. Why would your response to Drake's song be something trolling? Like, if it was the other way around, where Drake came out with a little troll video, then I would have been like, oh yeah, because Drake ain't... Remember, Drake is bigger than Meek Mills. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a beast fan of Drake. You just got to call it how you see it. That's like if fucking Iggy Azalea or Nicki Minaj or whoever was to come at Beyonce and Beyonce made a quick statement or a quick fucking video trolling. She can do that. That's Beyonce. She's so huge. Or if they did that to Jay-Z, Jay-Z could make a quick troll video and get away with it. He don't need to respond. He's so established in his career. And at that point, Drake is too. We have to stop thinking like, just because Drake is whack is whack. No. Drake has been so low-key. Drake is established. He didn't even have to respond to that. He doesn't even have to. It's almost like back in the days where rappers used to try to work their way up. So they used to try to diss the big rappers, whatever. Who pulled it off, right? 50. 50 pulled it off perfectly fine. But he came out with bars. You don't come out with a quick fucking 15-second troll video when you're the one starting it. You have to respond back to Drake. Because you started something, he responded, and then you're going to pull this move. So that was corny. But let's move on to that shit. I just wanted to say that y'all could disagree with me. That's fine. But that's corny. That's not something you do in response to somebody in which you started the problem anyway. Now, hearing this song that Drake came out with today is called Back-to-Back Freestyle, right? Now, let me just say for the record, these little raps that Drake is doing, now this was a good one, but this ain't old school rap beef, yo. Look, we got Tupac with fucking Hit 'em Up. I said Hit 'em Off. Hit 'em Up. You got Biggie with Who Shot You. You got 50 with his songs. You got Eminem with his diss tracks. Nas, Jay-Z. Those were real beef tracks back in the day. These tracks now, they're at least something, right? 16 and pregnant type of shit, like some teenager raps. But you know what? It don't matter. Listen, so Drake hits off with a couple of his lines. Now, I'm just basically, he, in the first few lines, he's talking about the success of the few topics here. For example, he wrote, I learned the game from William Wesley. You can never check me. Back to back. No, he said back to back for the niggas that didn't get the message. Back to back on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97. Whoa, very important and very pretentious. So basically, he's basically saying what he learned from, and he idolized himself as something in that category, right? Now, he went on to say, when I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention, but it was weighing heavy on my conscience. You left the boy no options. I want to see my niggas go insane. Then went on to say, you gonna make me step out of my fucking frame. You gonna make me buy bottles for Charlemagne. You gonna make me go out my fucking way. First of all, he was exaggerating and he was being sarcastic because he's basically saying, yo, oh hell no, I'm gonna end up calling Charlemagne. Because remember, he don't like Charlemagne like that. Because Charlemagne kept it all the way real about Drake and how he felt about Drake. He did say that Drake is a dope rapper, but he did give his feelings about Drake and did say terrible things about the man. Now you also got to look at it like this too. He mentioned Charlemagne for a reason, and some people could be like, nah, he just mentioned him because obviously he don't like him. No, think about it. This song, he does discuss how fake Meek is. So when he says, you're going to make me buy bottles for Charlemagne, he's basically saying this nigga is more realer than you. You're going to make me reward this nigga instead. You're going to make me go out my way just to reward him because you're so corny and fake with it. Remember, the problem, if you know Charlamagne, you know they have a little bit of issues. Not real beef, but, you know, he just don't like him. Now he goes on to say, I waited 4 days. Nigga, where y'all at? I drove here in Wraith playing AR-Ab. AR-Ab is basically a Philly rapper, so he basically saying I'm listening to him. That he'll prefer to listen to him. You know, he kind of had beef with Meek Mills. I think they cleared things off. But aside from that, he went on. And then he goes on to say, I'm not sure what it was that really made y'all mad, but I guess this is what I got to do to make y'all rap. I mean, whoa. Can't fool the city, man. They know what's up. Second floor Tootsie's getting shoulder rubs. Now, after that, he says, this is for y'all that don't think I write enough. They just mad because I got the Midas touch. Now, Midas, someone, I think a king or something like that, who was granted something by Dionysus, a god by Dionysus, in which means he was greedy for riches. Everything he touches turned to gold. They just mad because I got the gold. Got the gold touch. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's dissing him on his music, people, and career. He goes on to say, you love her, then you got to give the world to her. Is that a world tour or your girl's tour? I know that you got to be a thug for her. This ain't what she meant when she told you to open up more. Now, if you guys know, in the song Buy a Heart, Nicki Minaj had came out and said that she likes Meek, but she was a little bit thing and a little bit, you know, because she wanted to make sure that he opens up his emotions to her, right? It ain't even his concert that he came out and said that about Drake, because he said that that track was Baby Lotion soft. It doesn't matter what he said, shit was corny. But the fact that he came out on her tour is basically saying that you just a supporting act. This wasn't even your tour, bruh. Like, you didn't have that support in your tour. That this is basically, he's making fun of the fact that Nicki wears the pants in the relationship and she allowed you to come out to say a few of your lines and then get the fuck back while Nicki performs. You got to listen to the lyrics, yo. You got to understand. He goes on to say, yeah, trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. Yeah, you getting bodied by a singer, nigga. I'm not the type of nigga that'll type to niggas. And shout out to all my boss, bitches, wife, and niggas. Make sure you hit them with the prenup. All right, let me just stop right there. The fact that he said, yeah, trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers. Yeah, you getting bodied by a singer, nigga. We all know Drake didn't say R&B singer. So at least you got to really be critical with that. He just said by a singing nigga, not a singer, by a singing nigga. So he said you getting bodied by a singing nigga, obviously to go on with this rap. But then he goes on to say before that yeah, trigger fingers turn into Twitter fingers, because obviously in almost the majority of Meek Mill's raps talks about his trigger finger spreading on other motherfuckers. Now, I don't know if he thinks he has rapid fire or rapid fire pro or whatnot, but this ain't the case here, because he was more on the Twitter fingering Twitter. He was typing the fuck out of Twitter. I'm not the type of nigga that'll type to niggas. He was literally typing about Drake to Drake. So there you go. You did a light skin thing. You pulled a Chris Brown. You pulled a Drake when you was doing that. So Drake responded to that. Shit, I can't blame him. You look dumb. So yeah, when he said, and shout out to all my boss, bitches, wife, and niggas, make sure you hit him with the prenup. Then tell that man to ease up. I did another one. You still ain't did shit about the other one. I got the drink in me back to back. You're going back to back. I got the drink in me back to back. Blah, blah, blah. Goes on to say, I don't want to hear about this ever again. Not even when she tell them that they better as friends, meaning if they break up. So now he goes on to say, I've been putting on a show. It was a sellout event. Oh, you need better seating. Basically, Drake is comparing his career to and performances and concerts compared to Meek Mill's. He's comparing the fact that the caliber in which the quality of his career and his fucking performances would always sell out. And the fact that Meek Mills needs better seating because he hasn't basically acquired that type of, audience, or that much of a broad audience to be in the same position as Drake. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Meek Mill sells out, but compare the crowd and areas that Drake be in compared to Meek. Drake has such a bigger audience compared to Meek. It doesn't matter if Meek sells out or not. Drake has more of an audience that he sells out to when he performs. And that's actually a fact. You can go ahead and Google it, because I Googled that shit way before I did this video, just to make sure. Now Drake goes, I didn't want to do it, gave me every reason. The point I'm trying to make is I don't even need him. I don't ever need him. Seeing what you do for fame or what you do for freedom. Now, what Drake really means in that is basically he's putting Meek on blast. Meek went to jail. Meek was a bum for a while, right? Way before the little jail incident right here. But Meek been to jail before. And basically, he was desperate for freedom and for his to be famous. Obviously, he was put on. But this just shows and entails the fact that what you do to try to become more famous. And at this time, in this generation, 2015, it doesn't work like that to try to shit on your own niggas. Period. If there's a dispute, if there's an issue going on, you should have discussed it with him personally before trying to act out on Twitter. So that's why Drake said that last time. You seen what you do for fame or what you do for freedom. So, period. That's exactly what he's trying to say. Please check him for a wire or earpiece. Please check him. Do not let these niggas near me. Please think before you come for the great one. Please, who's a real nigga and who ain't one? And to what it seems like Drake is saying is that you're not real because you're using Nicki Minaj and is using the exposure of her career to gain exposure instead of a diss track. So he ain't even trying to respond on some real nigga shit. He's trying to just gain popularity off of her diss track. In which I call Nicki dumb because this is the type of shit that happened to a lot of celebrities. Some dude that J-Lo was fucking, he became famous because of her. Just like what happened with Britney Spears, Kevin Federer, dickhead. He became bigger because after her. Like a lot of these people date these bigger stars just to gain exposure rather than because they really feel for them. And in this case, he did that. All this is just for exposure instead of a diss track. Meek, you should be a grateful motherfucker. I don't care. You could be her bitch. You could be starstruck. There's nothing wrong with showing your feelings for her. But you should have been a real nigga, man. This was corny. You was corny with this. So Drake, he continues to say a couple of stuff. And then he goes, I got the fest in 5 days and it's my shit. Soon as a nigga hit the stage, they gonna ask if I can play this shit back to back. Yeah, they gonna ask to play this shit back to back. I took a break from views. Now it's back to that, nigga. So basically, he has Drake's 6th annual OVO Fest, which is held in Toronto every year. And Norm Kelly's a politician, but for him to come out and say that shit, no respect to you, Meek. And on top of that, he got booed at Toronto anyway in his concerts. And believe it or not, Toronto fucks with Drake. Heavy. They fuck with Drake. Nigga, how Norm Kelly, the counselor of fucking Canada, said Meek Mill isn't welcome in Toronto no more. You're fucking... I'm done. Let me know what you guys think, honestly, with this stupid fuckery that's going on with Meek. Please, drop your comments below. Show that love. I'm out of here. It's your boy, man. Peace.
All these bitches, but my eyes on you. Get you somebody, babe. If you ain't girl, what we gon' do?